All right, welcome everyone to the Star Ladder Hearthstone Kickoff Season Playoffs. With me, Nimsh, today. Somebody I've never casted with. How you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing good, and I'm really excited to cast with you, Nox. We know each other for how long? Like 2 years, year and a half. Like it's been
Pretty
forever.
much, yeah.
Yeah,
Since Hearthstone got released, I guess.
yeah, from the very beginning. And this is the first time we're casting together, so we'll see how it goes. But we do have two really cool matches in front of us.
Yeah, it's. I mean, those matches we're going to be casting today will be losers bracket matches, but that doesn't take anything away from the power of the players in the games. We have Lostov versus Orange. We'll go over the matchup a little bit afterwards, and Strife Crow versus Life Coach, which is going to be a battle of titans, really.
Oh man, go Cloud9. I'm not biased. Okay, I was joking. I'm actually really biased.
Of course.
But then, like, this is the second match. Like, the first match, Lostov versus Orange. That's the one I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't really, followed Star Ladder too much, a quick recap. In order to get to the point where Lostov could actually participate with some of these players in the bracket, he had to go through qualifiers, or, the equivalent of that. And he beat Xixo 3-0, which is an Archon player. He also beat Orange 3-2 during the climb. Then the first match he had in the league, you can see on the left, was against Amaz, and he beat Amaz. Then he went up against Firebat, and we had hope, if only for the spectacle factor, that he would beat Firebat, just taking out the entire Archon lineup, in a single shot. But he didn't, so he lost, and now he's going to be going up against Orange again. So he seems to be like always pitted against Archon players.
He can still defeat Orange. Like right now, facing Orange, he can eliminate Orange from the tournament, and then just climb back to face Firebat again, and then win versus Firebat, and then just randomly find Nadia, Purple Junk, Zalay, and whoever Archon recruits to just destroy them as well.
Yeah, so it's like
seems like a theme.
Yeah, like a bounty hunting contract on the entire Archon team. Like maybe Temple Storm's behind Lostov's success at this point. You've got to think to yourself, yeah, you're like maybe they paid him, to just really do his best against those guys. So Lostov here doing amazing so far for a player we hadn't heard of before, playing for the Hellraisers, which is a team that has a CS:GO and Dota 2 division. He's on to the Hearthstone one, and he's doing really well. And honestly, if he does knock out Orange, this means he will have knocked out, or at least be responsible for the removal of Xixo, Amaz, and Orange from the league, which is just on its own a really big feat. And on the other hand, we have Life Coach and Striker, which will be playing the second match, best of 5 conquest again. Those two players are just amazing.
Yeah, this is like an amazing match as well, because those guys faced, I think, it wasn't recently, but in the finals of Vigame House Cup 3 in Transylvania at the castle. They did fight in the very final of the tournament, and Strife was really disappointed after the loss. Life Coach took it, so I'm sure Strife prepared for this one and really wants to win. Just not even interested in winning the whole tournament. He wants the honor and glory, and basically get the lost pride. Winning versus Life Coach.
Yeah. So again, a little recap of how the format works. The players in this stage of the game or the tournament cannot change their deck. So after the group stage, the decks have been finalized. So these lineups you see are actually the same lineups you saw from Orange last time he played. Same for Lostov. Lostov is playing Druid, Hunter, and Warlock. The Warlock being a Handlock, the Hunter being a hybrid variant, and Orange on the other side is playing his mid-range Hunter, so not as aggressive as Lostov's, a Patron Warrior, and a Handlock. So it's kind of an interesting lineup from both players.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and also I think both players, they do play Ragnaros in their Handlock decks. Orange playing Grommash and Harrison Jones in his Warrior, but it seems like players are ready and the game is already on.
Turns out Lostov is going to be starting with his Druid against Orange's mid-range Hunter. So again, this is usually a matchup where we would tend to say that the mid-range Hunter has an edge, but Druid does what it does, right? Like if it gets the Wild Growths, if it picks up the Innervates, what can you do?
Yeah, sometimes it's actually heavy in mid-range Hunter favor, but I've been playing this matchup many times, and sometimes Druid just steals it.
Yeah.
They play those big minions, you can't do much about them. They maybe play around your freezing trap, and in the end they just combo you out, where you have your solo Hymen on board.
And maybe they get double wild growth openers, right?
Pretty sick.
Lostov looking at a really good hand here. I know he's got Harrison Jones, something we've seen a lot of Druid player play. They seem to be including, BGH Harrison Jones or MC Tech BGH or, 2 tech cards in their decks nowadays. They tend to have like 2 slots especially reserved for those.
Yeah, that's true. And this Harrison Jones might be very important in this match because Orange has a weapon, and with those wild growths, Hearthstone will be able to be played a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Lostov, like, he's gonna be pretty happy to see that the Hunter had nothing to do with play a Freezing Trap. That's a really slow play from the Hunter player.
Yeah, also Freezing Trap in the very beginning is not that great because there is the Keeper of the Grove. There are sometimes Zombie Chows, or even like Tempo BGH is also a good play versus Hunter. We might. Well, Keeper of the Grove is the play here, possibly, unless.
Do you like? I kind of like the Drake. I know it's weak to kill command, quick shot, Hunter's Mark, and the bow. But at the same time, you can always get a follow up. If a bow gets played, you get Harrison Jones right afterwards. So you're not losing too much on it. It just depends on how Lostov decides to evaluate it. The Keeper of the Grove is a definitely good play because it plays around Houndmaster.
I like Keeper because then you will be able to play Drake on 5 and Boom on 6 if there is no weapon. Obviously, if there is a weapon, then you can change to Harrison Jones instead. But overall, I think Keeper was better in that spot. By the way, we haven't mentioned that Orange is actually playing from Korea, from an internet cafe, and I don't know if he had any sleep, but he might be at a very bad state at the moment.
Yeah, it turns out he hasn't slept much in the past 24 hours, so this could impact his plays. We'll see. So far, I can't really say that anything has jumped out, but that Harrison Jones here coming pretty much on time for Lostov. Fortunately for Orange, he's got a second bow. But the thing is, this Harrison Jones, if he gets returned, might eat up the second charge, so you've got to kill it.
Yeah, like that would be so bad for Orange. Please no.
Yeah, I mean, Orange
might actually be bad right now because Orange was forced to kill the Harrison with the second bow because of that Freezing Trap.
Yeah, so it's a lot of resources expended for very little gain. And the Druid, I mean, no pressure was put on it. So getting Dr. Boom, like if you suspect a Freezing Trap's out, which you have to after the Harrison Jones kill that happened last turn, this is obviously the best way because the only thing that the Hunter can do to really deny your Boom bots is to play Unleash, right?
Yeah. Oh man, this is so sick. Just boom and into the Freezing Trap. You basically deny the Freezing Trap with one of the bots. Is he going to Hunter's Mark to pretend it's an explosive trap?
No, there's no way. I don't think he's gonna try for the mind games. This would be absolute suicide most of the time, right?
Yeah. All right. So there is a swipe pickup for Lostov. Yeah, for Lostov.
Well, I mean, Drake Innervate Swipe is a possibility, depending on how things line up. There's a few combination of plays that are good. I almost like Sylvanas on her own, but...
The best play, Nox, is attack with the bomb, kill the high main, and then...
Drake Swipe? Oh, man.
Innervate Swipe.
Skillstone!
It can happen, but so I guess you can attack with the bomb first.
Alright, so he's gonna go for the stable play. Now, then again, if you just look at the life total of Orange, Lostov has got to feel pretty comfortable with that, because a Hunter on 15 health, when you haven't even begun to really take any damage, like, he's not under pressure by any stretch of the imagination. So...
Well, on the other hand, there is a saying that whenever Hyman hits face, you win as a mid-range hunter.
Yeah, I think we have to revise that saying right now, right? Like, this board kind of defeats it entirely. It's like the one time where that's not true. Maybe. What if he wins, though? Oh, man. What if he wins this? Because I'm looking at this, and from Lostov's perspective, this is a really tough match to lose, because you're looking at, the ramp you got from Wild Growth. The Hunter missed his 2-drop, had to play a trap. Your Harrison Jones ate up a bow. He then expended a quick shot and a bow charge on the Harrison. So you feel like you're very far ahead, but...
Yeah, you do. But on the other hand, it's a Hunter, and it did hit with the high main. So if Lostov doesn't deal with this board right now, he might be in trouble. Orange top decking, he can just get those... he used 1 kill command already, but if he gets like Huffer from Animal Companion, then using the hero power, he maybe can do it, but unlikely.
Actually, yeah, Leok, because Does Lostov have lethal next turn? Let's say you calculate a swipe, right?
He will not be able to cast swipe this turn.
Okay, he's gonna be very cautious about this, and he's gonna kill the owl, so that if Orange wants to trade, he's gonna have to at least get rid of 2 minions and have nothing left.
Oh man, the Sludge Belcher is perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. If a Leok comes out of this, I'll be.
But then it's actually better for Lostov. It's bad for Orange. Normally he would probably trade into this Azure Drake, but now I think he might actually have to go for face. Like swipe is devastating.
Yeah, I don't like. I think swipe is too devastating to leave there.
Yeah, with so many cards.
Yeah,
I like the trade. All right, so.
Well, there's a chance that Orange actually manages to pick this up because Lostov's board presence right now is fairly small, and the minions that Orange has are really impactful. I think all he needs here is to get like another big minion, and then he'll be set for a little bit.
Orange or Lostov?
Orange needs to pick up like another big minion in order to stabilize this board even further. Like a second high main would be godlike.
Yeah, it would be amazing. But then again, Lostov is searching for Force of Nature. So if he gets it, he might be closer to a combo range. Orange is already at 13, even though he has those taunts set up. So we're in a situation where it would be more of a trading game, I believe.
For the Hunter player, really? I don't know. I feel like at this point, as the Hunter, what could you hope to get? Because I mean, card draw is out of the question, right? For the Hunter player, very often this is just a...
What to do?
Like, you're kind of going through the motions if you don't try to push for damage.
Yeah, so, well, at this point, Orange has to make a decision. Do you trade or do you go for face?
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, face might be actually better because the heal's already spent. Like, there was Ancient of Lore. And what can you draw? Like, you will be behind. Druid has so many cards. That was pretty lucky with the Nurmag, by the way.
Yeah, it's a really low impact minion. Like, you're not going to run into any trouble immediately unless Savage Roar enables it. So you're very often happy with it. Oh my god, and Lostov picking up the Force of Nature. There it is.
This is not lethal yet, right? Or is it? This is 2 damage here, 2 damage there. It might be 8 plus.
Actually,
7,
yeah, I think
this is lethal.
This is exact lethal with the slime dying to the egg. Yeah, that's or the hero power. He's got it. He's got it. That 4 health Misha's gonna fall down to one of the tree ends, and that's gonna solve the problem.
That's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, he has to count it a couple of times because he's playing versus Orange, one of the top players from Team Archon, and you don't want to make a misplay here, especially on the cast.
I mean, if you can beat Orange again, you're proving a point, right? Like, you're doing very well. Right,
yeah, so that's for sure. And he's definitely an excellent player. He just had to count it a couple of times, but he knows now. Alright.
And he spots it. Actually, he's a bit over lethal by 2, I think.
15.
Yeah.
That was 15 points of damage.
Right. I forgot to add a Trian's damage up. So Lostov's going to take the first game against Orange here with a matchup that I initially didn't think was going to be, you know, that easy to take. I mean, we have to say though that Orange's draw really didn't line up the way that usually you want your mid-range Hunter play to go. Like, you want Mad Scientist, you want to get a curved Creeper, something.
Web Spinner, yeah. Basically, you want an early curve and curve out into high main. And what he did was, like, he lost 1 bow to Harrison Jones. He had to use another bow to kill the Harrison Jones because the freezing trap from turn 2 was actually annoying. And that was really a tough road for Orange. But he's not out yet. It's only 1 loss.
Yep, he's got best of 5, so there's still a few games to go before he's remotely out. So Lostov here with his own Hunter. We know it's a hybrid, which again I think is slightly favored against the entire lineup from Orange, I'd say. And with a handlock, it's also pretty good against the Patron Warrior at the very least.
It's questionable versus midrange. I think midrange is either 50-50 or I would favor midrange Hunter a bit against Handlock, but this is not what we're going to see. This is the hybrid from Lostov versus Handlock from Orange.
Which I think hybrid is just as... Actually, it might even be better than midrange by a tiny margin. Or is it? Oh man, that's a great draw here for Lostov, though.
Yeah, basically in this matchup as a midrange, as a hybrid hunter, you want to deal some damage initially, not enable the Molten Giants, or if you have a really explosive hand, you can actually gamble that there are no Moltens, and then you have the reach in form of quick shots and kill commands.
Yeah, so we were talking about this yesterday, but like, you know how chess has openings, right?
Yeah.
We were thinking we should name some openers in Hearthstone, like give them a formal name.
Can
What
you
would
please?
you name the double Lepernome opener?
I would call it the Leopard Nimsh opener.
Okay. Sure, that'll do it. No problem. So Orange here with the Ancient Watcher, and he's got the R&B Cow with the Mortal Coil. I don't think he's that worried about what Lostov's going to put together.
Yeah, for now it's for Orange is a pretty bad hand. He has the Ancient Watcher, so he can trade as you said.
Yeah, it's a great turn for him here.
Well, actually, I said pretty bad about that. I have to review it.
Yeah, no, it's a great position for Orange. I don't think he's too worried about what Lostov's gonna do. Now Lostov's the one who's got to answer.
I was kind of looking for like Twilight Drakes to be able to counter it, but this is one of the best openings actually for Handlock to counter the situation. The Ragnaros was also misleading. But then for Lostov, what do you think about this hand?
I think you've got the quick shot, the Ancient Watcher, but it still feels pretty bad no matter what you do. Like, because you're letting the Warlock possibly drop, you know, a Drake if he wants to. You don't know what he's got, right? So he might have the Fen of Argus. So you at least have to get rid of the Watcher before that happens, because then you can't quick shot it.
Yeah, you want to buy yourself a bit of time. But this is maybe why Hybrid Hunter sometimes is not good. You got this double Lepernome opening, and then you basically have spells that do nothing. And I mean, oh, Pilot Shredder is actually amazing here.
Yeah, it might have to be answered with a double Dark Bomb. It depends on what comes out of it. Like, we've seen some disasters happen from Pilot Shredders recently. I mean, I had a streak of games where we literally saw 3 Whirling Zap-O-Matics back to back.
Did they?
They won the game. Yeah, they won the game every time. They just won the game. Very, very unfortunate for the players who were behind that, but.
Here the Ancient Watcher will not do much, but you might want to, like, do you really play it? You don't have the Taunt Giver, and it's a free dog, but at this point...
You kind of have to, like, otherwise you might not ever be able to weave it in at any point, so playing it now makes sure that if you ever do pick up a Taunt Giver, then at least it's already going to be there. I mean, you're surrendering a life tap, but you're also on 18 health, so you've got to feel a little uneasy about it. So you know you've got your Emperor on 6, so even if you pick up a Taunter, you're not going to play it then. I think it makes a lot of sense to drop the Watcher as fast as possible.
Oh man, for Lostov it has to feel bad to just play a vanilla Houndmaster without buffing anything.
And Orange picking up a 4-drop to go that Dark Bomb.
Oh man.
Oh man, indeed. That's as good as it's gonna get for him.
Yeah, it's like the plan was Torison, but now just clear the board and develop the 4. Oh, actually, is it exciting Torison?
Is he trying to get... Because he can always get a really sick Drake next turn anyway, but that feels like... I guess ultimately you're still forcing the Hunter to answer Thorson because he can't possibly let it live.
Well, if you're at 18, he might take a risk, but just playing Thorson here makes like you basically say, hey, I'm not afraid of a 4-3. You put me down to 14, and I'm not afraid of what you have in your hand. So it says it telegraphs some heals.
Yeah, it telegraphs I got maybe even double heal bot at this point.
Yeah.
Or Taunter plus heal bot. So you start having to remove my board.
All right, so what do you do after this?
What about Freezing Trap Shredder? Is that ever a play? Because then the thing that scares you probably the most is, let's say, a Shadow Flame play, right? Which would entail like your Emperor attacking to the Shredder, then Shadow Flaming something. But if you play Freezing Trap, you're returning the Emperor, thus you're denying the ability to pop the Shredder. So you might at least keep your 2-drop.
I wanted high main, yeah. Because if you want to play the Shredder and freezing, you're not that afraid of the trades. So like Hymen is probably right there, but there is a Hellfire pickup. But then Hellfire is dangerous. You might not have time to play that heal bot.
Yeah, I'm still surprised by the Emperor play. Like, he felt like he was definitely safe with the anti. I think Hellfire makes sense when you look at it from this perspective. But now you've got to be really scared.
Yeah, the 11. There's 7 mana, so we've said, oh man, there's the Q command. So how much damage is it? This is 8 points of damage. You might hero power.
Yeah, I think next turn we're definitely gonna see the Unleash the Hound's kill command hero power play, and keep the quick shot for something else.
This is actually crazy, but Lostov can still win it with damage. He has so much burst, like even after the heal buff.
Yeah, if you think about it, he's probably calculating what the heal bot forces him to do, right? Like that's one of the obvious things. Freezing Trap forces the Shredder to at least get some value, because the Drake can trade into it. So again, Lostov forcing his opponent to play around. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a Molten, but he doesn't have a Taunt Giver, so this Dark Bomb might actually be super important here.
But it allows him to race a little bit here, right? Because by playing the Molten and the Heal Bot, he's giving himself an out. If he doesn't want to, return the Drake, he could return the Heal Bot. So it forces the Hunter to trade into it.
Yeah, that's true. Man, it's like so weird that you're trading. You want the Freezing Trap because it's good in the moment, but then it turns to be a bad card. Returning a Heal Bot is the worst possible option.
Whoa.
If he plays the... Okay, so no Molten for now. Interesting. And with the dogs, that will be 3-6 plus 3-9, 14 points of damage.
Well, I've got to ask you now. Why not return the... Why not play the Molten? Is there ever a reason not to? Because I'm not looking at this right. Like, there's got to be a reasoning behind not playing it. Is one more Hound really that big of a deal?
It shouldn't, because that will be not enough still. With like so you play Hounds, you get 4 Hounds. You attack for 7, plus you have Quickshot Kill Command, and that's 8, so that's 15. So you're still alive.
So he's gonna at least have to trade into the heal bot, right? Like, or quick shot it, whatever. It has to go. That thing can't live and get returned to the hand.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, still no Taunt Givers for Orange.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Orange's play last turn was basically... Like, the play he made basically meant that he was going to end up in the exact same situation right away.
I didn't like the Molten Giant. That might have been a misplay because he's really tired.
Yeah, he hasn't slept in over 24 hours. So again, we mentioned this before the cast, but there might be a chance that this influences some of his plays.
He wanted to play a Molten, but he sequenced it incorrectly. It's like Healbot and Molten. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to work. That didn't quite hit the mark. Oh, wow, the worst target there. He's going to take at least 9 damage. That's game. Lostov's going to take it against Orange again. 2 games in a row.
Sick. And we thought like this is a good matchup for Midrange Hunter, but after this opening, I would definitely give it to Orange.
Yeah.
But some of the, let's say, questionable plays, like maybe plays like we didn't exactly understand from Orange, seemed like they made him to lose the game.
Yeah, we'll have to, like, we'd have to ask him basically. But again, if you're tired, very often your decision making will not be. It's not that you don't see the play; it's that you just autopilot. And everybody knows that when you play Hearthstone on autopilot, mistakes slip in. It's just the most obvious thing in the world. So, I mean, Lostov is 2-0 up against Orange, and he stands to eliminate the Archon player from the event, which, again, we've said this before, but that would be a big deal.
Yeah, if Temple Storm is paying him per head, they better pretty much right now.
Yeah, if he's got a penny for each Archon player he eliminates, he's like at 3 pennies now after this. So, Lostov is going to be playing as Warlock. That's a handlock.
Yeah, that's a handlock with Ragnaros as well, versus Orange's Hunter. So it's a bit swapped, but Orange is playing a different version. He was playing mid-range with Houndmasters. Well, there was actually Houndmasters in Lostov's decks as well. Yeah,
it's a hybrid. Again, there's like 5 cards difference between that and Face, one of which can be Houndmaster. So Lostov is playing a very hybridized version of it, but like his hand is looking not too bad.
There is he can basically play the Watcher. Oh, and now with the Sinus as well. So it looks like a mirror of Orange's hand. It is a bit worse than Orange had, but still alright versus aggro. From the Orange perspective, that's a good Hunter hand as well. He has good curve. He'll be able to coin high main on 5.
Yeah, no, Orange's curve is actually amazing here. It's one of the better ones.
So he tapped instead of playing Ancient Watcher. I think like that's actually alright. Like you want to tap early so that you get the cards and you get the more of the quality plays, because later on you will not be able to tap at all and you will play those bigger minions. There is Hunter's Mark though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's gonna be one of the most important cards for Orange to play properly, because when you get a good Hunter's Mark, this is the difference between actually getting the damage in and not. Watcher is not a prime target for it, but it's a perfectly fine one. And if the opponent relies on it early, then you can very often just take over the board. But how do you feel about the Iron Beak Owl Silence play on the Watcher?
It seems alright. Like you probably don't want to play the Sun Fury, but you don't have any other good Sun targets. If you go Iron Beak Owl, then you maybe attack into the 1/2 and prepare a Hellfire, but then you drop really low.
You could also just silence off one of the other minions, like either the Creeper or the Mad Scientist. He's gonna go for the Mad Scientist. All right. So he's forcing that Hunter's Mark or a kill command.
There is a kill command pickup, so
You think a bow would be played instead? It almost makes as much sense, really, if not more. Just that you don't get the secret out now with the Mad Scientist, so it's obviously feeling a little worse.
I kind of like the bow, but the bow is not on curve, so... Oh, there is a Grizzly Bear.
I kind of like the bow here, just because it's going to kill everything, but you have to play with Hunter's Mark, so what he did is actually probably the most board-heavy play, and because Hellfire might come out, and then he can play a coin high main, I think this is one of the better ideas he's had.
Yeah, you definitely don't use the coin this turn. Keep it for high main.
No, Orange, that was a really good play from Orange, because his turn 5 is going to be really painful for Lostov to handle, although if he drops Emperor Thorson, what does Orange do with his high main? Does he just push for damage because he's got a kill command on the back end? And oh my god, he picks up a Strangle Thorn.
Yeah, it's a great card, but I think you still go for high main this turn. It will be so powerful.
And, it's unremovable, yeah.
Yeah, like even if there is a Siphon Soul, you still get the highness. And for Lostov, actually, he doesn't have the Molten Giants, so he only has that heal bot from the Great Hearts, and that's it. Like if he goes Thorson here, being Orange and looking only at 5 cards from his opponent, I think you go face. Orange has so much burst, like you have 11 points of damage next turn. Like even with the kill command. Wait, actually, yeah, kill command. Yeah, he's 16.
Yeah, he's very close to lethal, so if he pushes for damage, he's got an opportunity very soon. Lostov will be able to heal a bit. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, this is just Lothab. It does not seal the game yet, but if you go Lothab this turn, you at least know that there's no shenanigans with like
Shadow Flames and whatnot. Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna keep a board in some way. Something is gonna stick around.
Just close your eyes and go forward. Oh, he actually clears, but well, if he seals the Shadow Flame, it might make sense. So you don't play. You do play around Molten Giants. You don't want to lose this game, but do you think it was the correct play to just kill?
I think it's a bit. I think going face was actually more sensible. More sensible. There's a debate to be had there. Oh wow, perfect hit for Lostov. But yeah, I think the going face would have been probably the more aggressive play that would have guaranteed a lethal much sooner, even with the Lothab play. Although there's an argument to be made for not doing that, I think ultimately your best bet to avoid all the shenanigans that handlocks can pull off is to be very aggressive here.
Actually, because he was passive and he wanted to kill Thorison, and now Ragnar's hit Lothab, Orange might lose this game here.
I'll have to see. I mean, this RNG from Lostov really worked out for him. But Orange still has a window of opportunity. If you look at the amount of damage he's got in hand, it's not over yet.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Lostov will have an amazing turn, which is Healbot and Sludge Belcher at the same time. And he still has this Ragnaros online. If that hits Stranglethorn Tiger...
Ragnaros online.
Yeah, certainly.
Oh god.
Castle Fire.
This is, like, if really that Ragnaros hits the Stranglethorn Tiger, this is old school Amaz days.
Yeah. So, like, Lostov is applying the Amaz
strategy.
Anti-aggro, yeah. That would be anti-Archon, actually, so...
Yeah, it's like the reverse Amaz.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
That would be it, yeah. And he will need to change his nickname from Lostov to Winstov.
That sounds really cool, actually, Winstov. I'd name myself that, given the choice.
Winstov is a good name.
So... this is a pretty awkward position for Orange, but there's no healing left in Lostov's hands. So if this Ragnaros ends up whiffing in any way, there's a chance that Orange can still take this. Like, you play Iron for Grizzly and the Hero Power, and what does What can Lostov do? Like, we know from his hand that he really doesn't have too many options. And those hounds are really problematic to enable Ragnaros. Whoa.
Yeah, he just wants to kill command right now in case of Lostov. So he's preparing for lethal next turn. Lostov needs a miracle. That's not it. Like, he needed the Shadow Flame.
He's gonna have to tap for it, really. The thing is, you could double Dark Bomb and see where that leads you, right? Because Ragnaros is probably gonna kill something. So Drake double Dark Bomb.
If you Drake double Dark Bomb, kill free creatures, basically. Ragnaros hits one of the dogs, and then there is, what, like 4, 5, 6 damage incoming.
Yeah, you'd live by a tiny margin. I kind of think you have to play the Drake with the 2 Dark Bombs, and maybe even the Zombie Chow, depending on how much you really want to race.
You might want to tap, actually. This like, looking at this board, it doesn't seem like he has a chance. And if you would pick up a Shadow Flame or maybe a Taunt Giver, that will help him a lot. Right now he'll be trying to build up lethal for next turn, so he assumes there is maybe no damage in Orange's hand.
If Rag hits face, he's actually gonna get lethal next turn, like possibly if he picks up exactly what he needs. Lostov, you know, he's got
the lethal, right? This is 4-7.
Yeah.
Oh man, can Lostov still win this game? Can he be like win stuff? 3-0 Orange?
Savannah high main with Ironfur Grizzly? Because Freezing Trap can't be played unless you kill the heal bot.
Yeah, you're forced. Like, this is also funny. Like, he has to play Grizzly not to die, right? Like, if there'll be 7, 9 points of damage incoming, and then Ragnaros hit and it's over. So you want to stop at least one of those minions, but you want to tap at the same time. You can't play Freezing Trap because of heal bot.
Well, the thing is, you want to play Quick Shot just so the opponent can't life tap into like a last-ditch effort to win.
But if there's Jaraxxus or Alexstrasza, Jaraxxus is more possible. Oh man.
Well, then again, you know, if it's 9 mana, like it's a top deck thing at this point. Oh man, Lostov with the top deck that decides them all, and that's not what he was looking for. But he's got a tap, right? He's got a tap left.
If he taps and if he misses the heal, he's dead. So he might actually just try to clear the board and then go Belcher. Because he hoped that there is no damage in Orange's hand. So he assumed, like, okay, I will have 2 more turns. I'm not dead to 1 hero power.
Because he would have played it maybe if he already had it. Like, if he had Quick Shot, he might have already played it.
Yeah, so you basically go for this. But we know that this is enough, and Orange will take this game with a Quick Shot.
Quick Shot to the face.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter style. There we go.
The match is not over yet. Orange is fighting back.
Yeah, he's fighting back with mid-range Hunter, which is probably his best deck against this handlock, but now he's left with Grim Patron Warrior, and I think there's a possible mirror match handlock, and those are really nice, especially when the deck lists are similar. It comes down to very key decision-making at multiple little points, so those are really good games.
Yeah, I just love the handlock game. There's so many important things that has to happen, and it's a very skilled-based deck. Like, even though in the beginning it seems like there's a Mountain Giant, do you have BGH or do you don't have the BGH? But overall, I think it comes down to who has the bigger Shadow Flame, who has the Lostov, who overextends. So a pretty interesting Warlock. But Patron versus Handlock is also pretty intense. It's a bad matchup for Patron, but Patron has to do some crazy stuff to win. And if they do, we might see like OTK turns or something like that.
Yeah, like, you mean, it's called Patron Warrior, but it's effectively Frauding Warrior, right?
Yeah, it is.
Half the time it's like a frauding win.
We're going to see the chess game of Hearthstone.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know who's playing. So I guess Orange is the guy with Dr. Boom in his hand right now, and Lostov is the one with the Ancient Watcher. Right, okay, so as long as the player perspective switches.
Okay, so let's so right now Lostov had the Ancient Watcher, right?
Yeah, this is Orange playing. This is what I'm saying. Like, we have problems with the interface, man. I can't follow. This is always the biggest issue whenever we end up casting a mirror match in this event so far.
Okay, just a couple of turns, it will be good. Because players tap really fast. I'm sure like our admins are trying to adjust.
All right, so Orange. This is Orange. This has to be Orange. He had Dr. Boom. That's what I followed so far. So, biggest question of all time, and this is always the same question you ask yourself: do I play my Drake?
You don't have the Mountain Giant, so I think you actually might. But there is a Tori-san. And Torison is also very important in this matchup. Oh man.
Lostov with the initiative on the Giant, and there's no Drake in Orange's side, so... And there's no BGH either, again. We want to emphasize that because that's usually what you rely on. The Drake is good, because the Drake plus Dark Bomb and Coil will typically take a Giant out. And it's forcing the opponent to have 2 more damage to kill your Drake, which is probably why Orange waited a bit.
It is interesting that there is an answer for the Twilight Drake in the hand of the player who played it, and there is an answer for the Giant in the player who played the Giant. So like,
Iron Beak Owl Coil for 1, and the other players got the BGH.
Yeah, yeah. So for now, there might be some minion trading. This turn, Lostov has to decide what to do.
I kind of like just Belcher, honestly.
Yeah, Belcher stops the Drake. He can't tap because he didn't have... Oh! Man, this is just crazy. He has mana for it as well, and there's no reason not to do it. You just have to do it.
You know, I don't always feel bad for players, but this time I have to say Orange just got top deck and goes for the well played. Well, Lostov is almost out of time, so no cooking.
He needs a... Oh man, he got the BGH.
You know what? I don't always feel bad for players, and now I think I don't have to, right? Like, this is basically perfect.
This is good karma. This is like equilibrium.
Yeah, this is where, you know, balance strikes. It has to happen once in a while, right? Like, it has to. You can't just have those complete top decks on one side.
But this means the game will be interesting. Right now, like, we got reset with the early stuff. Oh, Twilight Drake. Like, I didn't even want to play it.
Yeah. Like, last time I was like, okay, I guess I could play Twilight Drake Dark Bomb. Seems like a
play.
Yeah. I mean, how much do you like the Belcher, though? Like, I have to ask because it's an alternative play. It's not curving as well, but it's going to take out the 4-2. What's the Belcher's purpose in the matchup?
I think Belcher will be better later if there's like giants and you want to get some time, or like maybe against Ragnaros even you provide 2 minions kind of, so like Ragnaros hits it, or like if you don't have anything to do on 5. I think that was definitely better. And right now it's awkward because you want to Torison and you want to silence at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean, if you Thorson, he needs to have another Mortal Coil because you already used one on your initial Drake, so.
You definitely Torison, like, this is the best moment to Torison. The board is not threatening at all, and you're getting so much mana in the process.
Okay. You just play Dr. Boom. I mean, you've seen BGH. What is he going to do, right?
It is green, so...
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So I think, like, most of the time, like, we call him Dr. 7, because you always play him on 7. Druids can make that happen a lot earlier, so sometimes he becomes, like, Dr. 3.
I've seen players being in a totally lost position. They still play Dr. Boom on 7.
And then somehow recovery happens?
No, they just die next turn.
Okay.
But you still go with the play because it's the best play.
Alright. Oh, man. Okay. And he does it. Orange, if he ends up not trading away the Emperor Thorson, could get himself another wave of value off of it. Although that'd be very surprising. But there's no Shadow Flame, so where's the incentive to actually make that trade? I think just Sun Furying eventually behind this. Yeah.
I think here you might also... Actually, this is a tricky spot. Like, Orange is already at 16, so you have to be mindful. But you can you develop your own Dr. Boom and also kill the Dr. Boom on the other side?
If you if you attack with your Thorson into the Drake, yes. Or if you can Dark Bomb, then play Watcher Sun Fury or Sludge Belcher. Like, there's a few plays that you can make here that are going to make you live a bit longer.
Alright, so he might take a gamble here with Dr. Boom. And I like going for Twilight Drake instead of Dr. Boom because then he assures that Thorson is alive 1 more turn. But this is not playing around Shadow Flame.
He's going to get punished pretty hard by either Shadow Flame in a position like this or a BGH again, which will equalize the playing field.
How much damage is there, by the way? That's 9 points of damage, so 7 left. If you...
Hellfire and RNG. Like, if you play Big Game Hunter first, then Hellfire, your Boom Boss could win you the game. I think that's actually not a bad play. You go face with everything, then you play BGH. Or you
Yeah,
Hellfire, then you BGH, like in whichever order. If you want the lethal, more likely you just BGH first, then you lose the guy. If you want to keep the BGH, then you play Hellfire first.
that's such a ballsy play. I don't think it's correct one, but it might be. Like, you want to look at those plays.
I just want to see Orange's face when he gets RNG'd. He might go for the Hellfire though, and you know that's probably the most sensible option too.
Oh, that's terrible.
Horrendous. Okay, do you just BGH? You don't have to BGH anymore, right? Like, because it's gone.
Yeah.
So you could play your own Molten Giant here, I think, very often. That's what you'll do. Oh, wow, he gets it.
Nice.
Thank you, Boombots.
Yeah, I liked it because BGH will be always useful in this matchup. You have Mountain Giants, you have Molten Giants, and with this, and having a Ragnaros, Lostov is in a great position. There are no Moltens for Orange, even though he is at 13.
Yeah, you'd expect to see them. If there's any, you expect to see them. You feel fine because you've got your big game Hunter. Oh man, that was a really crucial turn. That Dr. Boom versus Dr. Boom. Those Boombots really define the way the game's gonna end.
All right, so it will be an interesting turn for Lostov. Because both players are super low. They're at 13. It's like, it feels like any moment, actually, one of those players will win. And,
well, that's I mean, that Molten Giant with the Sun Fury on its own, right? That's like, that leaves you with 4 mana open.
but you can't really play it here. Because if there's a Molten Giant Shadow Flame, you basically lose the whole board. So you probably want to keep the second Molten Giant. And you can go with Ragnaros. Can you go with Ragnaros? But probably not. Like, you might be threatened. You might die there.
Like, Belcher feels safe. Sylvanas Sun Fury feels safe. Like, there's a few things that feel safe, but I don't think Ragnaros is one of them, though.
Yeah, Sylvanas Sun Fury is definitely good.
There's an Iron Beak Owl for Orange, who's also got a Shadow Flame for all, you know, you might care. That might just be better overall anyway.
Still nothing actually to play, like nothing threatening, so...
That's great for him though, like he's got a really good hand. Like Iron Beak Shadow Flame is gonna really put some pressure on Lostov. Lost the board and he has to reestablish a new one.
Can he somehow... Okay, can he Shadow Flame the 4-5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
perfect.
he's gonna have to use his Dark Bomb on the back end.
But yeah, but it's still good. Like, you don't want to use Lothab, and because you've seen one Molten Giant, you want to put your opponent very low. But then we know there is the Molten Giant and the Heal Bot as well. And
the Belcher as well. It's like everything is kind of perfect for Lostov, because usually Molten you play with Healbot. When you can Belch on the back end, that's even better. Alternatively, you can go Molten Giant, Ragnaros, Dark Bomb, but that's so risky. It's probably not worth considering ever.
Belcher Healbot is amazing, especially because you've seen one Shadow Flame, and you know Orange has only 2 cards in the hand. So you deal with this board, you should feel safe. Like, you force Orange to tap, and you like him tapping because you do have the Dark Bomb, you have the Ragnaros. Whenever Orange top decks the Giant is going to get destroyed by the BGH, so Lostov is in a very good way to win this game.
So at least Orange will be able to take care of some of the board and also play his other Belcher. Alex Straza, okay.
Interesting.
That's we know he plays it over Jiraxis. You know, some players still play Jiraxis. Some people don't play either.
I kind of like it. With so much weapon distraction, Jiraxis seems to be awkward. Also, you end up in those situations where you have full board and your opponent actually never took damage, so then you Alex Straza for the win.
Yeah, like the double Giant Alex 1-2 punch. Like you play 2 Giants, opponent's like, well, I guess that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, Alex, and you win right away.
Yeah.
Like Echo Mage style.
Yeah, that's a very good win. If you're able to pull it off, but Orange never got those Giants.
Oh my god.
That's lethal. Because you Hellfire first, you attack. Wait, oh no, he healed. So
yeah, he healed up with
I got excited there for a moment.
No, yeah, he's pretty close to lethal, and I don't think I'd be reluctant to play this. I mean, the Defend of Argus is also really solid if you want to play it. It's not going to be that bad of a play.
I think it makes him more comfy because he didn't have any Doom Givers, so right now he can just go for it. There is a
Uh-oh.
Molten Giant finally after all those years. But is this lethal? Not yet, but definitely.
Well, there's a good chance though, right?
He needs to with Ragnaros. He has to play.
You Ragnaros and Sunfree Protector, and then you go face, and then you let him deal with it.
If there is a single Shadow Flame.
But then he has to lose, like, because if you hit face with Rag, you win. If you hit one of the 8/8s, he has to Shadow Flame the other one. So then you get back the initiative. I guess BGH play is, like, safer, though. Like,
yeah.
It sucks because I love those plays, but...
You love the YOLO plays with Ragnaros?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even think it's that YOLO. Like, it's YOLO, but it's not, like, the most insane all-in.
Well, but you do have the better play. Well, like with the BGH, you destroy, let's say, Molten Giant, so that it's not replayed by anything, and then you just tone up like two minions, maybe even like BGH. You tone up BGH and the 4/5, and you just.
But you have to trade though, because if you don't trade, you're still vulnerable to Shadow Flame. In which case, Ragnaros was better. Oh my God, what?
But if there is a Shadow Flame, you have a chance to win with Ragnaros.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Oh, there is a Ragnaros on his side. But this is it. Possibly. There is a Belcher.
He could kill the Giant with the Rag. It's an all-in, but what else?
Okay, so if he hits the Giant, then he's still in.
He's not in.
He's not in. He's out of the tournament. Actually, Lostov is taking another head from the Team Archon.
Well, he's taking the second head twice, right?
Yeah, that's the second head twice. It's like collecting ears in Diablo.
Yeah, you just do PvP, you take the ear from the player, and then you have like an entire tab of your stash filled up with that same guy's ear who just kept coming back to his corpse, and then you've been, you know, corpse camping him.
There's some good news for Orange, though. He can finally go to sleep.
That's right. After 24 hours, more than 24 hours, we're told that he didn't sleep. That's going to be a little bit of a break for him, so he can rest easy. He has tried defending the honor of Archon, but what if Lostov actually moves on to beat Firebat in the grand finals? Because that's the only way they could meet, right? If they both go to the grand finals.
Yeah, that would be crazy, actually. Yeah. And I would definitely watch that match.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually pretty hyped to see where this is going to end up, because I might not be casting the other matches, but I'll be tuning in for sure just to watch where it goes. So that would just be incredible. That being said, guys, this is for the first match. Orange lost 3-1 versus Lostov, who's been doing a great job in the event so far. For a player we hadn't heard of too much, and we're about to enter the Strivecore versus Life Coach Battle of the Titans. Before we do that, though, we're going to take a short break, so just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You got spare game codes or any digital goods? There is a place you can sell them in less than 1 minute. Watch. Go to g2a.com. Click Start Selling. Fast login. Go to My Account and click on Selling tab. Sell new item. Enter name, code, set a price. And done. G2a.com Digital Marketplace. Global selling simplified.